Wow! What's happening, everybody? This your boy. Yes, sir. I'm back. It is Monday. What's good, everybody? How you guys are doing? Grace and peace to everybody. Welcome to Let's Talk with Stanley Doucette. I am he, your host, and welcome to another powerful episode of Let's Talk. What's good since last week? How's everybody holding on? How's everybody doing? So shout out to everybody that's logging in for the very first time, regardless of where you're calling in from, any side of the world, any part of the world. Shout out to you guys. I want to take a moment to just give everybody a big hug. I know they have these unconventional wars going on, rumors of wars, all of those things that are going on. And I just want to say hello to everybody. Just give everybody a big hug. I know the weight sometimes can be heavy, and I know there's a lot that's going on, but it's a reason why, right? So today is part 2 of It's a Reason Why, and I'm going to get into it in a second, but I just wanted to just say hello to everybody. Whether you're in South America or you're in South of France, whether you're in the Middle East or whether you're in Australia, whether you're in Europe, whether you're right here in America, and especially to my folks right here in New Orleans. Whoa, now what's happening? But I just wanted to just say hello to everybody. I want to give you guys an opportunity to know that it's going to be fine. Just the easiest way to saying it is going to be fine. We have to believe that it's going to be fine. Over the weekend, I had the opportunity to share. Me and one of my business partners, we had the opportunity to do this incredible training, and it was beautiful. But one of the things that I shared in that is just believing in you, right? That we have to believe in ourselves. It's not up to us to decide what the outcome is going to be. Once we do everything that we're supposed to do, the outcome is up to God. That's it. It is up to Him. That is not our responsibility. It's up to Him. So I wanted to make sure I shout everybody out, say hello to everybody, give everybody a big hug. I know it's a lot sometimes, but guess what? We still here. Today is Monday. What is it? The 16th of March. So we doing some great things. And today is just, it's a reason why. Last week we talked from a male perspective. It's a reason why. It's a reason why men are not opening up. It is absolutely a reason why. And we went through that and had some tremendous conversations. We had some tremendous dialogue. I thought about a lot of things. We could have talked about that for 3, 4, 5 more days. But I just wanted to make sure that we had that opportunity to share with you guys. Give everybody something to talk about. For those that haven't seen it or listened to it yet, go to letstalkwithstanleydoucette.com. It has the replay there or the recorded message there. And just listen. Or you could go to my YouTube channel of Let's Talk with Stanley Doucette. Just go to the YouTube channel or go to my email. I'm going to say my email. What is it called? My site, my website. Y'all, don't worry. I'm tired. But go to my website or go to my YouTube page, YouTube channel, and you can get it there. It's really, really good. And then you will understand why we are here today. And we're talking about it from this side on It's a Reason Why on this side. It's a reason why. So today I'm going to talk about it from a woman's standpoint. I don't know why I want to say that. Shout out to the buzz. Y'all been buzzing lately, so I just want to shout you guys out. Bzz, I know y'all buzzing, so I just wanted to shout you guys out. But let's get into it, all right? So for the men that's listening, it's a reason why women may not open up. Now, these are not all of the reasons. Of course, everybody's different. We can go through all that, but there's a reason why. So women may not open up for just, a few different things. And I'm going to actually give you guys some reasons, but just to give you 3: fear of vulnerability, lack of trust, or even some past trauma. Those are just some of the common reasons why women may not open up. Now, let me just kind of highlight those, right? Because family, a lot of times we talk about women are just emotional. Oh, y'all just emotional. And sometimes that's true, but sometimes women are emotional for reasons or for a real cause. So today, as we going through these reasons, or some of the reasons I should say, why women may or may not be vulnerable or may not open up. And there's a reason why. So let's look at some of the reasons why. I just want to go through this. So if you got something to write, well, let's write this down, right? So the first one we're going to talk about, fear of vulnerability, or I should say, and emotional safety. Woo! You know, last week we talked about with the men's side about being vulnerable. You know, taking off that mask, the coat, the armor, all of those things about being vulnerable from a male perspective. But this time, it's from a female standpoint and the emotional safety. Woo! You know, when somebody, you know, I want you guys just really hear me when I talk about this. Vulnerability, being vulnerable. Man, that takes a lot of strength, male or female. From a female standpoint, when, again, this is just for me. I'm not a female, so don't fuss at me, yell at me, ladies. But let's keep it a buck. For somebody to open up to you and be vulnerable, and for that person to be able to protect your emotions, that's a lot. And when a female say, I'm not sure, or I'm not going to open up, is because most of the time somebody have trampled on that vulnerability or have crushed their emotional safety. Let's just be honest. So opening up is very, very, very scary, especially for those that have been through some things in their past. You know, from that standpoint, she may fear of being judged or being rejected, you know, or having her emotions used against her. Now, we have the male side. We talked about that last week, but now this week, a lot of females feel that sometimes people may use, guys, or actually just people in general, may use their emotions against them. Now, that's a lot to take on, because first of all, if I decide or she decides to be vulnerable, now you're opening up and I'm totally vulnerable. I'm totally naked. I have nothing between nothing. It's just me. I'm right here. I have all of this stuff I want to share and give off and share this deep parts of love. And I want to feel emotionally safe. I might just start crying. Think about this. Men, let me just say this, men. There are sometimes, if you're truly honest and you truly be who you are and you standing up in all of your masculinity, and sometimes you hug somebody that you're close to. It could be a sister, it could be an aunt, it could be a mom, it could be a girlfriend, it could just be a friend. And you truly hug them. And those vulnerabilities come down and they be completely vulnerable and they emotionally safe. They may start even crying. I mean, they may literally just like, let me just get this out. You know, I had a conversation with somebody this weekend. Oh man, it was great. I mean, it was great. And very powerful young lady, you know, strong, going through some things, and just started to converse with her. And as I started to converse with her, I can feel the tears. I can feel the pain releasing, right? She just got vulnerable. And she said later on that she felt emotionally safe. And when that happened, it just all ran out of her through crying. Now, everybody may not do it that way. We get it, but it just came out. And when I talked to her a little bit more, she said, I just had to release that. But I don't generally get that, because most people, I don't feel safe enough, or I don't trust them enough to be vulnerable. Woo! That thing hit me something different. So men, if you're listening, and you trying to figure out why she's not, opening up or what have you, you may want to consider that you're not giving her the space. You're not giving her the bandwidth. You're not giving her the emotional stability or the power for her to be vulnerable so she can open up. So that may be something you want to write down, take notes with, or whatever. But that's one thing. So let's go to the second one. What about negative experiences or previous negative experiences? What about stuff that just ripped her heart out? Now, we all understand that humans want to run to things that are not painful. So if it's something that's not painful, we're going to go in that direction. But if it's something that can possibly bring up some negative experiences, most people are going to run away from that. So now you're talking about, sweetheart, baby, wife, aunt, mama, sister. Can you open up? Well, if they've opened up to somebody in the past or previously, and it was a negative experience, yeah, they may not want to open up again this time. If they have some type of traumatic event or a relationship, it's like all of those things can cause her to just don't like people, right? And they just don't believe that they can open up and feel, no, I should say not feel that negative experience. So think about this. If they believe that people don't want to hear her problems or that sharing will result in pain. How many ladies, if you're not driving, raise your hand. How many ladies have ever shared something, right? But when they shared it, it was a result and they felt the pain immediately. Yeah, they're not going to share. Very, very few will share. See, men, you have to get down. Oh, I don't even want to say men. I'm going to just say people. When you're talking about a lady sharing in that space, you have to build that trust in something special. Because if not, they're not going to give or share fully. They're not going to be vulnerable because they're thinking emotional safety, the vulnerability, negative experiences, all of those things. And they don't want nothing to result into pain. Nothing. Whether it was a relationship, whether it was an event, none of that. They don't want those negative experiences. Sometimes I've realized that a lot of ladies have been through a lot of trauma. I mean, a lot of trauma. But they don't share in order to be healed properly, because guess why? The other person listening don't give them the proper space or don't give them the proper environment that they can share without feeling the pain of that pain. We just don't. So whether it's a male, whether it's other friends, we have to realize that when a lady's sharing, we have to give them that space that they can feel comfortable. We have to give them that space that they can be okay. And I mean, really, really, really open up. And don't be judgmental. Who the heck are you to be judging somebody? So allow that lady to take her time and truly, truly open up and share. Now, ladies, let me share this with you guys. You also have to build that to where you're sharing that you can share to be healed. Oh, that's good. Because when you share to be healed, right? Now, again, this is all things considered, and this is the proper person on that end who have the capacity to receive you, have the capacity to hold you up when you're vulnerable, when you're weak, when you're in a certain space, right? That person being there, now you have to open up. You have to do the hard work now and be able to say, here I am, I'm vulnerable, I feel emotionally safe, and I'm going to trust you with all of that, and now let that out. I don't care what happened in the past, what happened last month, who cares? But, be in that position and I say, can you actually open up and truly begin to be healed? Because I firmly believe, and I've talked about this, coached about this, mentored about this. When you open up truly and you dig to the root of whatever that cause issue is, and you truly get those roots up, That's the first part. But now we also have to plant something in there positively that's going to take the place of the negative stuff. See, so many times people just think, oh, I talked about it, but nothing happened. Well, once you dig those roots out, we're not going to leave it dormant. We're not going to not put something on. We want something to grow there in the negative place. Instead of it being negative, we want it to be positive. So you can heal, and that never comes back to you. Let me give you guys an example. Some of you guys may or may not know, when I was younger, I was raped, all of those other great things, so on and so forth. And for the longest time, I could not talk about it. Couldn't even talk about it. But it manifested so much inside of me that I began to act out, and I didn't even know what the issue was because I had dismissed it so far deep down inside of me that I didn't even realize it. So I did a deep dive, sound like my boy's podcast, a deep dive podcast. But I took a deep dive, and as I call it, I did an autopsy on my own personal life to find out where the root cause was. This was one of those root causes, and when I dug it out, I didn't just dig it out, and then I began to pour into that, self-preservation and self-elevation and all of those other beautiful things, just making sure I was healed totally, just pouring in positive things, positive affirmations, positive love, scriptures, all kind of things, loving on me. And as over days, weeks, months started to pass, I started to get to a point where I could kind of mention it. Then it went from kind of mentioning to mentioning. Then it went from mentioning to just talk about it. And then he got to a point where it didn't even bother. I could talk about it now. It don't even faze me. But it took some time. And inside of that, the things that I was pouring inside of me just made me that much better. So I'm sharing that to ladies, even to men. But when you have those negative experiences, whatever those may be, and prayerfully you don't have any of those, that you get with somebody, if it's a professional counselor, if it's a mentor that can handle your space and who you are, get with that individual so you now can begin to dig up those roots and then pour in there something beautiful. All right. So that in and of itself, I could end the podcast right there. Boy, that's good. All right. So the next one is number 3. Dismissiveness and lack of validation. Man, men, sometimes, it's like we want validation, but we don't get it. It's kind of like we know we ain't gonna get it. But ladies have to, in my opinion, they have to have validation. Because a lot of times we don't validate them, men. Friends, we don't validate your sisters, right? Dismissiveness. You just dismiss. Oh, all right. Okay, you the president of this company. So what? No. We gotta celebrate that. When emotions are dismissed, think about that. When the emotions are dismissed, or a partner tries to immediately fix things instead of listening. Ding, 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 ding. Here is something to write down for everybody. Listen. Do not hear to respond, but listen to understand. Let me ding the Della ding. Ding, 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 ding. Do not hear to respond, but listen to understand. Yes, sir. Because if we're just hearing to respond, it's going to come off negative. It's going to be clipped. It's going to be something in your voice, in your tone, your energy going to be different, all of that. But if you seriously sit and listen to understand, it's going to change the whole conversation. It's going to change the whole conversation. It's going to make her feel validated. It's going to make her feel validated instead of making her feel invalidated and she stops sharing. She's going to feel validated and she can share. That is powerful. So listen to understand. Yep, that includes your supervisor, that includes your co-workers, that includes your business partners, that includes people on the street, people in the line at Walmart, people. It does. Listen to understand. I had an incident with a friend of mine, and it was just going, and then finally I said, "Hold on, wait a second. Let me ask you a question." Because I could feel the heat rising, and I could feel the clip and the tension in her voice. And I asked her a question. I said, "Oh, wait. Let me ask you this question." And the question was, in your past, have you always had to fight for your position for people to hear your voice, that you are a significant part of the conversation? And she said, yes. I said, okay. I understood at that moment why she had such a clip and so much energy coming at me, right? And when I said that, and she asked the question, "Why are you asking me that?" I said, because the energy and how you coming at me is like I have done you something wrong, and the only thing I did, I'm just sitting and listening to ask you a question so I can understand. Family, that changed the whole dynamics of the conversation. Because then we started getting to the root of things, because as she said, as I've said, sometimes we just don't know we have pain at a certain point. So in order for somebody to be there, and that's your friend or that's your girl or that's your boy, and you can sit there and truly let it out, yeah. And now the healing can begin. Man, that is a beautiful thing. So remember, divisiveness and a lack of validation is not one of those things we want. Don't always try to hurry up and tell them, let me fix it. No, listen to understand. Remember, don't hear to respond, but listen to understand. Man, that's worth the price of tea in China. All right, so let's go to the next one. What is this, number 4? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is number 4. Lack of trust and commitment. Lack of trust. Man, how many days we have to talk about this? Lack of trust or commitment, right? If you're on a job and you wondering why the supervisor's not opening up, or you wondering why your coworker's not up, it may be because of lack of trust, because you come in late, you show up when you want to, you may or may not do the project because you're not committed to it. They don't trust you because you may call off at any minute, or you go get lost or something like that. And now that particular lady is like, you know what? I'm just can't. I'm not going to, there's a reason why. And here's the reason why. Because I don't trust you and you don't have no commitment. So, if a woman feels she can't trust her partner or her business partner or her associate or her work partner or whatever, when she feels that I just don't even know how to even say it. When a woman feels she can't trust her partner or does not see clear long-term commitment, she's less likely to invest in emotionally at all. She's not, the project may get done, but it's just kind of like, okay, I got it done and done. We finished the homework with the group or whatever. Because she's going to pull away because she don't want to feel dismissive, being dismissive. She don't want to feel like, you don't have no commitment there. You don't want to feel not validated. So all of those things come into one because she don't trust you. Guys, stop playing out there in these streets. Let me hold on. Let me hit the bell. Ding, ding, ding. Especially you older gentlemen in your 40s, your 50s, and y'all still out there telling me you go and do this and you go and do that. No, stop. Stop it. Stop. If you still want to do that, let that lady go. Let her go. Let her go and find somebody that's truly committed, that really want to be vulnerable with her and be able to give her that space that she can grow and he can grow, and allow them to have something to build upon. Stop being out here in these streets telling me I'm 50 something, but I got 65 women. Boy, stop. Go sit down. What are you doing with yourself? Get, all right. Let me get off my soapbox. Let me get to the next one. All right. Here's another one. Emotionally disconnection from the partner. She's emotionally disconnected. That doesn't happen overnight. That part, family, that doesn't happen overnight. Emotionally disconnected from a partner does not happen overnight. If a partner is emotionally distant, numb, or walled off, got them cement bricks up, she may feel forced to do the same. So if you are not men, business partners, associates, if you don't feel connected, it may also force her not to feel connected. Let me say this. Let me be transparent again. You out here in these streets and you say, "Oh, I'm a single guy. I'm single and I got 900 degrees and I'm a high valued man." I think that's the new word. Every week it's a new word. All of those other things, but you are emotionally disconnected to her. It will force her eventually to put her walls up as well. It will force her to become numb as well. So it may, in addition, emotionally distant as well. Most ladies are emotional in a good way. But when men, you start pushing them off, or other business partners of theirs, or sisters or aunts, and you pushing them off, well, eventually they're going to get tired and they're going to do their own thing. They're going to put their walls up. They're going to become numb and emotionally distant and all those things. Why? Because they're not trying to go back to having any type of negative experiences from something from the past. So again, we have to be in a place to where we open all of that up and allow that to come in freely. Here's another one. Communication barriers. That goes back into that, what I just said, a lot of people just hear to respond and not listen to understand. This is where that goes in perfectly. Communication barrier. You're hearing the argument and not realizing that she's not arguing and she's passionate and she's really trying to share with you where she is. She's trying to be vulnerable. She's emotional, but you're taking it as an argument and she is just passionate about where she is because she's tired, she's frustrated, she's angry. She didn't got into it with her supervisor at work. Traffic was disgusting. She came home, it started raining. She just got her hair fixed or done or did, depending on which part of the country you're in, right? All of those different things. And you come home and then she's upset. And then now you got an attitude, which creates an attitude with her. And then now she'll say something. It may have a little clip to it, but instead of you listening to understand, you hear and snap. So now we got a full-blown argument about something had nothing to do with the partner. But she got into all of these challenges at work, and now she feels she can't come home. She's feeling emotionally disconnected. She don't trust your behind anymore. There's a lack of validation. All of this stuff go on because you heard to respond and not listen to understand. Communication barrier. Here's another one inside of that, even social pressures. Certain ladies get to a certain age and they want to get married. They want to have a family, right? And as they start getting a little bit older, it's got that social pressure jump on them. And now they want to date somebody, run them down the aisle so they can have a family because you got that social pressure. So she may be struggling to express herself emotionally. If she has been taught by other women that, hey, at a certain age, you may want to think about this, and this, and she wants to live that life. But it may be the social pressures that's pushing off on the husband or the boyfriend or the fiance or the friend or whatever, and it comes off a bit twisted or a bit bitty or bited, right? That's not a word, but it don't matter. It sounds good. It sounds real good. But, it has a little bite to it, right? Well, if you literally listen to understand, get out of your own feelings and listen to her to understand and truly pay attention to your lady It will help the communication barrier because now you're communicating, you're paying attention. She's not really coming at you with this. She's really having a rough day. But boy, I wonder if when she just get on that and you recognize it, right? Because you're paying attention to your significant other, what is your girlfriend, your boo, or whatever you want to say, your wife, and you're paying attention, and all of a sudden you just say, come here, let me hug you. And you just hug her. Now, again, this is not one of them tap hugs, the hugs we give in church, the side shoulder, No. You give her a hug. I mean, you hold her for 10, 15 seconds. And I mean, hold her. Let her feel your heart. Let her feel you're there with her, not saying anything. And let her get it out. Man, you talking about go change the entire dynamics of the evening because she's going to feel that you heard her. She's not going to feel that you dismissed her. She's going to feel that you validated her. She's going to feel that you understand her communication, even though she didn't say anything. She's not going to associate that moment with negative experiences. She's going to be able to be vulnerable and feel emotionally safe. And I'm telling you, from that standpoint, just that hug is going to break out everything, every negative thing that tries to come inside of your relationship at that moment is going to remove it because you stood up as the other person and listened to understand, and then you act accordingly. You gave her a hug and just squeezed and held her and just allow her to be. Woo! What happens, ladies, when that happens? That man stands up and say, it's okay. I got you. Y'all know the level of vulnerability that women is going to open up. Do you know the level of emotional support the lady is going to give to that man and the man is going to give to that lady? See, when we begin as a group, man and lady begin to serve each other, not the dumb foolishness you hear in the streets, but to literally begin to serve each other. I want to make sure that you're whole, you make sure that I'm whole, and we're going to build together. We're going to raise this thing up, and we're going to keep walking in such a remarkable place that is people going to see us coming a mile away because of the energy that's coming off of each other. They're going to know that you guys are together. They're going to understand that you guys are going to come together. People are going to see you in restaurants and just going to be like, my God, y'all are such a beautiful couple. The energy coming off of y'all is just absolutely incredible. All of those things, right? So, but if we just hear to respond, you're just arguing. You're just creating an argument. But if you listen to understand, and as a man or as a woman, we stand up for each other and we walk in that place, man, it's nothing better. There's nothing better on earth when that person understands you and you understand that person. It gets no better. It gets no better. Misunderstanding emotional needs. Sometimes women may just be overwhelmed and need space to just process their feelings rather than talking immediately. Sometimes it'd be like, give me a minute. Men, partners, associates, sisters, aunts, mamas, give them a moment. Give them a moment. And when you give them a moment and when they come back, they're going to share. Let me tell you what happened today. And if you listen to understand, y'all will have one of the most beautiful conversations. But don't get caught up into, I heard her, let me respond. Let me just share a couple things, just a couple points real quick, and then we're going to climb on out of here. How to even encourage emotional openness. Just how to even encourage it. Number one, be patient. Yeah, be patient. Ladies, men, y'all be patient with each other. Be patient. Not aggravated patient like, okay, I was patient, I gave you 5. No. Be patient. Be patient. Don't pressure him. Don't pressure her to talk about it before they're ready. But make sure you also let them know that I'm here. I'm right here for you. Listen without trying to fix it. Well, we talked about that. That's listening to understand, not listening to respond, right? So we talked about that. Create a safe environment. Show consistent commitment and emotional reliability. Consistent is the key word. Consistent. A lot of us are inconsistent. We just are inconsistent as you know what. And then this is a good one. This is a real good one. Lead by example. Lead by example. That goes back to that listening to understand and not hearing to respond. If you got nothing else out of this, you definitely got that. Listening to understand, but not hearing to respond. And if you do it the other way, do not hear to respond, but listen to understand. Man, this is so good. So it's a reason why. It's a reason why. It's a reason why men don't open up. It's a reason why women don't open up. So between last week and this week, you understand there are some reasons why. I hope you guys got something out of this. I hope you guys got something out of this. All of the conflicts going on, if we are just inside of our own personal selves and we do, man, I'm telling you this, and we do this properly, it's going to open up some tremendous things. So listen, I'm going to see y'all next week. I know y'all fussing about gas and the gas prices, but believe in your creator. Believe in your creator. Listen, when we say this, I know there's a reason. Let me just share this and we climb on out of here. The pressures of the prices going up for everything because of these wars, I understand. But do not take it out on your spouse or your significant other or your parents. Don't do it. Don't do it. Believe in your creator. Trust that he's going to get you through and keep pressing forward. But do not try to take it out on your significant other. All right? I wanted to leave you guys with that. So that being said, I'll see you guys next week on Let's Talk with Stanley Doucette. I am he, the host, and I'll see y'all on next week with another powerful episode. I'll see y'all. Peace. We out.